One of the things that's really been kind of messing with the market in the last couple weeks has just been the crazy high Ethereum gas prices. They've actually, I mean, they've been going up and down, of course, but they're definitely, at least from what I've seen, lower than they've been right now. Like for a fast transaction, you can get by with a price in Gwei of like 73, which is double digits, which hasn't really been like a middle of the day sort of sustained thing that we've seen in a while. So when the gas prices are down, and not only are the gas prices lower in ETH, but of course ETH is down by 50%. So you got lower Gwei price, plus you have lower ETH price. So at the end of the day, you're talking about maybe $200 nifty transactions, or maybe even less, compared to where we were at, like, you know, getting close to $700 transactions for some nifties. So I think that just really opens the door for a lot of really good value opportunities. So like I've been trying to revisit a lot of the big projects that have dropped recently, like Meebits and Apes, and some of the new ones coming up. Even looking at VFriends again to see if maybe there's some better deals out there. What have you been seeing as far as collecting of new pieces?
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to put the link to this in some of the Discords because we had those challenges. You know, it's really interesting. I think for me in particular, I'm excited that the Ape project, you know, I'm a big fan of the apes. The floor on the apes has stayed pretty consistent, even when people think about what is the future value of Ethereum and those types of things. I think we're 3 or 4 apes away from the floor being like 0.39 ETH. So the floor is just gradually increasing. It's also interesting to see that there's more owners of the Ape project, or the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Over 3,000 owners now. It's moved over 4,000 Ethereum. So when you look at the health of that project, it's pretty exciting to see, and I like that. You know, what's really interesting is I was putting out some pretty aggressive global offers, to the dismay of my better half. And in the last week, you picked up a Mad Dog Jones. That might have been a little bit over a week. I picked up an X copy, an F render, a Too Much Lag, and then about an hour and a half ago, I got a Ferocious Victor and Victoria for 888. And then we started seeing some Uniswap by Slam Sunday moving. We saw, other Mad Dog Jones pieces starting to move. You know, what's really interesting to me is one of the whales that we interact with quite a bit, awesome fella, was trying to figure out, you know, if the floor of Ethereum is really around this 2,000, and thank goodness, because I was scared yesterday. But, you know, one of the things that's really exciting to see is that this, you know, if the floor holds, and it looks like it did, we're bouncing back. There's a lot of value right now in Ethereum. And if you think about the fiat-based kind of nifty gateway pieces that have been flat for months, right? They've been pretty agnostic to the market movement. It's really interesting to see, you know, there's some speculation to say, you know, could you sell a Beeple for, you know, 300, or excuse me, like 30,000 or 50,000, and if that Beeple's likely going to be worth, you know, 30,000 and 50,000 in 3 months or 6 months, and you think the price of ETH is going to go up 20, 30, 50%, you're willing to make that gamble. But the challenge that a lot of these collectors have is that if you sell it on Nifty Gateway, you get USDC essentially, and you can only move 25,000 a day into Gemini, and then you have to convert it automatically into Ethereum. So if you're buying it on Nifty Gateway and you move it over to OpenSea and then you sell it on OpenSea, you either get wrapped ETH or Ethereum. And so you lose some of those transaction issues that a lot of people have. So there's a lot of collectors that have high dollar items that are coming to us and trying to figure out, how do we move, you know, this type of stuff, thinking that the market's going to bounce back. Now, this could be, you know, a dead cat bounce, and it could be headed back down, but it's really interesting to see that dynamic moving so quickly.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. So like, to finish throwing those numbers, if you can buy something on Nifty Gateway, for instance, for $30,000 and then sell it for maybe 20 ETH, maybe 15 to 20 ETH on OpenSea. That same 20 ETH would have been worth, 80K just a few months ago. So even though that those Beeples are kind of holding that 37,000, 30 to $40,000 range, the ETH trends, you're getting more ETH for your money. So I think that's um, an interesting strategy. I will be curious to see if anybody pulls it off.